Welcome. In this video, I will show you how the parties within iSHARE interact with each other based on a fictional use case. In this use case, a freight owner wants to delegate access rights to data, which is held at the terminal, to his transporter. In order for this use case to happen, a few parties are active. First off, we started with Banana & Co. Banana & Co. is the freight owner, and within iSHARE they are the entitled party, the party which is initially entitled to the data which is being shared. Second, we have Container Terminal Netherlands. This is a container terminal at which the data is stored, and within iSHARE they are a service provider. The transporter is On Wheels Corporation. On Wheels is a service consumer within iSHARE, as they are requesting data which is held at the container terminal on behalf of Banana & Co. We also have John White. John White is a physical person, a trucker who works for On Wheels Corporation. He is also a service consumer within iSHARE. Then we have an authorization registry, port rights, and we have ID.me, which is an identity provider within iSHARE. So this use case consists of two parts. The first part is machine-to-machine communication. The ERP system of On Wheels Corporation is requesting data from the terminal. For this to happen, the entitled party, Banana & Co., needs to register at an authorization registry that On Wheels Corporation is allowed to ask for this data. The second part, a physical person is present. It's John White, a physical trucker who works for On Wheels Corporation, who is requesting data, for example, through a web interface. For this use case to happen, Banana & Co. also needs to register that On Wheels Corporation is allowed to access their data, but also On Wheels has to register that John White is indeed working for them. And John White has to verify his identity with a token he has received from ID.me. So one main part of iSHARE is out of scope in this fictional use case, and that's the scheme owner. The scheme owner manages an overview of active parties within iSHARE, and all parties within iSHARE provide information regarding their identity, which can be checked with the scheme owner by, for example, the service provider. This happens in a lot of the communication that happens within the scope of iSHARE, but for this video, we've placed it out of scope to simplify the message. So the first use case, it starts off with Banana & Co., who registers a delegation for data access at the Port Rights Authorization Registry. They allow On Wheels Corporation to access certain type of data. Then we have On Wheels, or a machine of theirs, who requests this data from the container terminal at which the data is stored. Well, the first question the container terminal will ask is this organization allowed to ask this information? And they ask this question to the Port Rights, the authorization registry. Well, we've seen that Banana & Co. registered authorization with this organization. So Port Rights can confirm that indeed On Wheels Corporation should be allowed to receive this data. And this is all the information the container terminal needs to actually provide the data to On Wheels Corporation. Then the second step brings in John White, a physical person. So besides the first delegation information, where Banana & Co. as an entitled party authorizes On Wheels Corporation to access their data, On Wheels Corporation also needs to register that John White is indeed authorized to act on their behalf. So we have John White, who asks questions to the container terminal, for example, through a web interface that he wants to access data of a certain container. So first, the container terminal asks the identity provider, who is this person? Well, John White receives a log-on request through the web interface, which he puts in his credentials, and the identity provider can confirm to the container terminal that it is indeed John White which is requesting data. Second step will be that the container terminal asks the authorization registry, is this person John White authorized to act on behalf of On Wheels Corporation? Well, port rights can confirm that indeed he is authorized to act on their behalf. And the second question is On Wheels Corporation itself authorized to request data from Banana & Co? Well, we've seen that Banana & Co also registered this delegation. So this can also be confirmed by port rights. Well, now the container terminal has enough knowledge that they can safely decide to share the data with John White. So this is just one of the many situations which is possible with iSHARE. But for every party involved within iSHARE, it's essential that they have the same methods of identifying, authentication, and authorizing parties. And the agreements are written down within the iSHARE scheme of agreements. If everybody is working or following these same rules for identification, authentication, and authorization, parties within the iSHARE network can be guaranteed that all parties that they share data with do so in a safe way. Take a look at ishareworks.org for more information, and thank you for your time.